Nintendo's idea of this game is that we basically experience it as a giant-ass party. I mean, it plays up to 100 players with a smartphone, which is kind of a cool idea, and so I thought it would only be fair to review it with some of my friends and have a big ol' party, and by that I mean 2 other people played this game with me because I was too scared to lose too many friends, so let's get into the game. So right when we started, it immediately broke us up into 2 teams. It was cool that we could use our cell phones because we had all 3 of us on our cell phones, as well as 2 Joy-Cons available because occasionally the game needed this. This does make the game a little bit more accessible as well, especially if you don't have a ton of sets of controllers. So in order to set up your phone, you scan a QR code and then it takes you to the browser on your phone, and it works pretty well, but it is sort of janky occasionally. It constantly has to reconnect you, especially if you go to a different app or anything, so I recommend that you try to stay on the Safari app or whatever phone you're using. Try to stay on that browser. It basically plays like a Kahoot in some ways, and you just interact with the phone, and that utilizes that for a lot of the mini games. So at the beginning of this, I asked everybody how they were feeling. Were they feeling happy, optimistic, excited? And this is what I got.
No, absolutely not. I saw the case in the car and I had very little expectations.
I was feeling good. You know, I'm all about the win. I went in 100%. Even though I did win, like, really no surprise there.
As you can see, they were sort of optimistic, but it's also like you look at this game right away and you're like, hey,
aren't you the horse from Horsing Around?
If you got that joke, subscribe, okay? Anyways, beyond that, it doesn't look super appealing, and just going into it isn't super promising. It's not like 1-2 Switch or everybody's 1-2 Switch is a household name like Mario Kart is. Literally, to get these people to my house, I told them that we were playing Mario Party. So that, you know, my bad in a way, but I had to get people to play test this with me, okay? And I can't tell them, hey, who wants to come over and play everybody's 1-2 Switch without getting no reply, you know? But anyways, we dove into those first few minigames, and they were actually sort of fun. The predecessor of this game was that original 1-2 Switch that was a launch title for the system back in 2017. Honestly, I think it would have done fairly good if it was a pack-in game, because it does sort of show off some of the technology of the Nintendo Switch, but when you put it at $50, it's definitely not worth it, and I hate to say it, but $30 for this game also doesn't feel justified. If they would put this in a double pack for $10, maybe, but still, it's just kind of embarrassingly bad. So I asked my friends after we played through this, what are you thinking of this game right now? And would you recommend this to people to play in the future? And, you know, I don't blame them for what I heard.
If I was drunk, yes. Sober, no.
Sure. You know, if you're looking for some good team bonding, competition.
And personally, for me, I definitely wouldn't recommend that people play this game, especially for $30. It's sort of a good time if you're in not a sober state. I think that's the only thing I'm going to add to this. I think this could be a good time in the right setting with the right group of people, but it's not like it's going to be a party favorite, and it's not like it's going to be a game night for you and your friends to come over and play everybody's 1-2 Switch, because honestly, that sounds like a shit time. There were 17 minigames in total with this game, and it was decently cool, and the way they were set up was interesting because you have, like, it depends on what length game you play, but if you play a 20-minute game, you have to make it to 3, a 40-minute game, and a 60-minute game, and so you have to, like, get 3 points before the other team gets 3 points, right? And so to do those, you have to win separate mini games, and it spins this wheel, and so they're always randomized, which you can't pick, which is kind of annoying because some of them looked really cool, and we were excited to play, and we never even got into them. We did play this really, really cool mini game where you took photos with using your phone of like a similar color, and you color matched, and that was pretty fun as well.
I liked the camera one where you like get the colors. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Very passionate about my sword skills in the ninja game, and I was playing with some mediocre players, but you know, I won just like always. No surprise there.
The other game that I've heard a lot of people sort of like is the musical chairs one, and that was decently fun, but I sort of had an issue with my phone calibrating it correct. It was just weird. Some of the games are just sort of strange, and they're sort of a good idea, but it's just poorly executed. That's kind of how this whole game is. It's sort of a decent idea, but it's poorly executed. All the way through, it's just not, like, at its core of what it is, you can have fun with your friends if your friends are fun and they're down to have a crazy random good time and they're down to make fun of a bad game. It's kind of like watching a bad movie with the homies. It can be fun if you are all on board with making fun of the movie and calling it shit, but if one of you fights for how good the movie is, then it gets kind of awkward. I hope there's not too many everybody's 1-2 Switch stands out there, because this game truly is not worth it, and if you are, I feel like you're wasting your money. I mean, $30 for this game truly is not worth it. Save those $30, get an extra 40 in there, buy Tears of the Kingdom. That's what I'm going to say. Overall, it wasn't like the worst experience in the world. It was kind of fun. I had a good time occasionally, but I asked them if they would consider ever coming back or if they really want to be friends with me after this game because frankly, I don't know. I was up in the air, I thought. And this is what I got, and you know what? I'm going to be honest, it broke my heart.
I feel like this is a conversation we should have off camera. I didn't want to tell you this way.
I hope you know most of this was jokes, but seriously, the game is definitely not worth $30. Take that money, buy something somewhere else. If it goes on sale for $5, pick it up. It could be a good time. But I'm going to go and play Mario Party Superstars so my friends can like me again. And I will see you guys in this video. It's a banger. I'm so excited to have you in that one. You know, it's a good time. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
We played really hard. Left it all out on the court. Yeah.
Bingo.